wrestlers, they wanted to come tonight. And, I hope they all made it. Someone said they had some things they had to take care of, but it takes everybody. They better watch your toes when Gabe's coming through there.
Jean, it's in recognition of your hard work and dedication throughout the year that she helps us. Y'all don't really realize unless you come around and see all that she does. This is in recognition of your 59 straight games started at Calallen High School. That was a 4A record. I think it was all-time high school record would have been about 63, right? So this is the most that ever came out of Calallen.
Kristen Kareska, Michelle Mann, Crystal Regalado. Just introduced the varsity cheerleaders for 1996-97. The first person I'm going to introduce, though, is our manager, Tara Hill. She came in right at the last minute. We really needed somebody. Where is Tara? Is she here? But anyway, she came in, she went to Florida with us, and we want to just recognize her tonight. And the second person is Amanda Chase, our Willie the Wildcat, this year. She did a tremendous job, varsity squad, and first year on the varsity competition squad. We're getting her letter jacket, first year on the varsity squad, and first year on All-Star, first year on the varsity squad, second year on the varsity competition squad, and she was voted Outstanding Freshman in 1996. Tiffany Wan squad, she was voted Outstanding Sophomore in 1996. Second year on the varsity squad, second year on the varsity squad, first year on the varsity competition squad. Squad, and she was voted our cheerleader sweetheart for 1996. Senior, second year on the varsity competition squad. She was a UCA All-Star in 1995. She traveled to London in 1995. Squad, 3 years on the competition squad. UCA All-Star 1994, 1995, and 1996. She traveled to London 2 years as a UCA All-Star. She was also invited to try out for the UCA staff. In fact, she just got back about the varsity, third year on the varsity competition squad, UCA All-Star 1993 and 1996. Traveled to London this year as a UCA All-Star. She was also invited to try out for the UCA staff, and she was voted for the Outstanding Junior Award in 1996. UCA All-Star in 1996, invited to try out for the UCA staff, and she was voted for the Gymnast Award in 1996. Competition squad, UCA All-Star in 1993 and 1996. The Sun Award goes to a newcomer on the varsity squad. The Flower Award this year goes to a young lady who's been on the varsity squad for 3 years. And the Outstanding Freshman Award and Junior Award this year goes to a true lady. She never gives me 1 ounce of trouble. And our last award is
one time tonight. But this year, I'd like to thank, first of all, for introducing the student trainers and student managers. I'd like to thank the team physicians that worked with us. We had a number of knee injuries that something you cannot help in contact sports like football. We had.
Hey, are you going to come up here and introduce them, or you just want a special introduction? And the coaches, Coach Adam, Coach Boggs, are going to come up here and hand out awards. 95. What did it say? All right. All right. Real good. We scored 391 regular season points, and then we had 605 total season points. Both those are a little bit off the record of last year's team of 543 points in the regular season, 770 points, which is still a state record for the most points scored. Quarter, which was our best quarter the whole year, boys? Second quarter. We scored more points in the second quarter. Then our first quarter was next, third, and then fourth quarter was our least scoring. All right. We scored 216 points. We were 7 points.
What they can do, they go on the attack and they just keep coming and they just keep coming and they just keep coming until they don't have anything left. And before that game, I looked over on the sidelines, looked at the opposing team, and I said, those guys got some howitzers over here, some big guns. They got some 50 caliber monsters over here. Of course, I've been saying that all year long, until I finally wised up and figured out that the guys from Calallen don't really care about size. And for the next 4 quarters, what turned out to be 4+ quarters, what I saw was incredible. I saw an offensive and defensive line flying off that ball, kicking people down the field, blowing them off the line. 160-pound running backs, 165-pound defensive ends, cracking into guys that weigh 200, 225, 230 pounds, letting them know that they were in for a fight all afternoon. I saw kids limping off that field and begging to go back in. And then, as the game built to a climax, I found myself so focused, standing up there, rocking on my heels, just staring down here, wishing I could inject some more strength into these guys. They were giving so much. They reminded me of a platoon of grunts dug in on the side of a hill. That's what they looked like, lining up on a line of scrimmage between each play. And then, when it ended, that silence there, I stood there like everybody else for about 20 minutes and saying, man, what did I just see? And for the next week at work, I was grabbing guys in the hall. And it's kind of funny because most of the guys I've worked with over at the Naval Air Station are from Flower Bluff. But I was grabbing guys and saying, hey, you wouldn't believe what I saw last week. And I couldn't shake it. It was just incredible to me. And I felt like I had to express it somehow. I'm not a poet, I'm not a rock musician. So I thought what I'd do is I'd write the coach a letter and kind of tell the commanding officer and his lieutenants what a hell of a ride they had taken us on. I know how much that had to hurt those guys after all the work they put in. This is what I said. Coach Danaher, in the aftermath of what had to be an acutely painful result last Saturday, permit me to express my heartfelt appreciation to you, your staff, and your players for what was the finest football game that I've ever seen. I believe that what stirred such powerful emotions within me was the unyielding purpose and tenacious valor that your team displayed under extremely daunting near-combat conditions. As one who values physical courage, especially when it is supported by methodical planning, I was visibly moved by the courage and resilience that I witnessed. The players did not come to this level of fortitude by mere happenstance. It has been cultivated through a process founded on unit pride, poise, and spirit. Saturday's battle, and it was not just a regular football game in my view, was a testament to human endurance and bravery. It transcended simple athletic skill. In my estimation, you have produced a group of individuals who embody the character and ethic that America so desperately needs. My highest compliment is that they would make some damn tough Marine infantry. Certainly, there is no adequate consolation given the circumstances of this loss, but I would submit that at the conclusion of this heroic struggle, the Calallen Armory had used its fullest measure. Every bayonet, grenade, and cartridge had been expended. I was very proud of you and your men. The future of this country, and in many respects we should. I think there's one group of people behind this curtain and out here in the audience, a group of people that we don't have to worry about because they're in pretty damn good shape. And the reason they are is because what they get from their leaders, the guidance they get from their teachers, and the support they've gotten from their family. Thank you.
We're going to start out with our underclassmen. First young man was strong safety and a quarterback. He carried the ball 58 times, had 145 yards. Rushing, He completed 6 of 12 attempts for 145 yards passing. He also had 38 tackles, 14 unassisted, 22 assisted. He's had a block pass. It's number 12, Charlie Evans Fallon, sophomore. You know, we tell our JV, you know, every week we're liable to just move you up. And this young man moved from a player on JV to a starter in a matter of one day. And he was a nose guard. He had 6 tackles, 2 unassisted, 4 assisted, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 quarterback sack. He's a sophomore, 43, Jesse Williams. Great things out of. He's a center. His blocking average for the year was 70. His best game was against Flower Bluff. He's a sophomore center at 6'1", 190 pounds. Brad Nielsen, 54. He's a big offensive and defensive tackle for us. He had 29 tackles, 7 of them unassisted, 22 assisted, 1 quarterback sack. He's 6'3", 275 pounds. Daryl Calallen. He had 30 carries this year for 267 yards. That was an 8.9 average per carry, 3 TDs, had 1 catch for 18 yards. He also played on defense, had 16 tackles, 9 unassisted and 7 assisted. He's 6'1", 190 pounds, James Edwards. Next young man was a corner and flanker. He had 23 tackles, 9 of them were unassisted and 14 assisted. He had 1 caused fumble. He's a junior, he's kind of bashful, 5'10", except on the football field, 150 pounds, Justin Flores. Next young man, tailback, corner, got great quickness. He had 14 carries this year for 101 yards, 7.2 average, 1 TD, had 21 tackles, 5 unassisted and 16 assisted, had 3 interceptions. One of them was a big one in the state semifinal game against Lamar. Gabe Gonzalez, he's 5'10", 165. Next young man was a quarterback. He had 20 carries for 102 yards, 5.1 average, and 3 completions, 18 attempts, 46 yards. And he dresses nicely. Number 20, Scotty Jackson, 5'10", 185 pounds. All right, next young man is flanker, defensive end. He had 17 tackles this year, 5 unassisted, 12 assisted, and 1 quarterback sack, 1 fumble recovery. He's probably one of the hardest working young men you've ever run across. He's Stone, junior. Next young man had a great early season. First couple games was playing well. Then got hurt, had knee surgery, and he was sorely missed, I tell you. But the good thing about it, we got him back for next year. We expect great things from him on defense as a free safety. He had 18 tackles in 2 games. 8 of them were unassisted, 10 were assisted. And 1 big play, if you remember, he stopped that big running back from Cuero. It was 4th down, a foot or so, and he came up there and got him, hit him on the line of scrimmage and stopped him cold. Shane White. All right, next young man is the center. He averaged 70 this year on his blocking. The young man got a late start. He's a hard worker. He had a leg injury early in his career, and he's coming back. It's a good thing that we have him back another year. It's Colin Koreska. Next young man, offensive, defensive tackle. He had 5 tackles this year. Offensively, we're looking for him to play a little more offense next year. If Coach Clyburn didn't kill him before then. Because he's 6'1", 230 pounds, and we expect him to be a lot tougher and make us an offensive tackle next year. Neil Mays. Next young man was a guard and a linebacker. He played behind two pretty great linebackers this year, and he had 4 tackles. He also was a pulling guard for us, George Cavazos. Had 5 tackles defensively. His blocking average was 74 for a year. His best game was against Ray, Jack McClain. Next young man is an offensive defensive tackle. He has a blocking average of 70 for the year. Defensively, I tell you what, when we need someone to go against the offense, he jumps over there and gives us a good look and makes it tough on our starting offensive line. And so he did an outstanding job in preparing some of our kids. He's Ryan Simpson, Jr. He had 6-8 blocking for the year. His best game, though, was against Robstown. He's 6 foot 210 pounds. Brian Thienford. Next young man, tough kid, is tight end, linebacker. Had 1 catch for 19 yards, but he had 21 tackles, 9 unassisted, 12 assisted. He also had a blocking average of 70 for the year. Best game against the Tulsa Midway, Casey Cooper. All right. Okay, fullback, strong safety. He is voted all-district honorable mention as a defensive safety. Had 25 carries this year for 94 yards and 3.8 average, 2 TDs. Had 1 catch for 13 yards, had 33 tackles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 2 interceptions. He's a junior, Bert Gomez. All right, this next young man, we're glad to have back, the Cat. He's a tailback in the corner. His honorable mention all-district defensive corner. And I tell you what, he could probably have been all-district in any league. He really was overlooked on voting because he's an outstanding corner and plays great pass defense. He's not real big, but he'll come up and hit you. He had 53 tackles this year, 21 of them were unassisted, 32 were assisted. He had 2 tackles for a loss, had 3 interceptions and 4 blocked passes. He's only 5'6" and 150 pounds, but he's got a big heart. Chris Ramon. Here's another young man that had a good year for us, and we expect big things out of him this coming year, both at split end and free safety. He was all-district honorable mention as a defensive safety. He had 1 catch this year for 15 yards. He had 54 tackles, 15 unassisted and 39 assisted, 4 interceptions, and one of the best plays I think I've seen for the whole year, standing out in my mind, was against Alamo Heights down there on the goal line. The receiver was wide open. I don't know where he came from, but he knocked down a pass that was thrown right in there. It was a great effort. It's Jared Campbell. Next, offensive guard and linebacker. He was one of our 3 pulling guards this year. He's all-district honorable mention. His blocking average for the year was 76. His best game was against Tulsa Midway. He's coming back. He's 5'11", 180 pounds. Jamie Lawson. Nice looking haircut. All right. The next one is one of our guards coming back. He started off and on with Jamie. He was also all-district honorable mention. His blocking for the year was 77. His best game was against Alamo Heights with an 86. He's only 5'9", 195 pounds. But he's very tough, Justin Sanchez. Next young man, we have to have a big season out of him. We expect big things from him because he's a big boy. And when you're big, we expect big things. He was all-district as a defensive tackle, honorable mention all-district as defensive tackle. He had 18 tackles. 6 unassisted, 12 assisted, 2 quarterback sacks. And I'm going to put a little pressure on you. I'm going to multiply all this by 4. Next year, when I call them out, I'm going to check and see. Now let's go by 5. 5. You better, every one of these columns better have multiplied by 5, or we're just going to skip it. AJ Sherry. Next young kicker, and he played some split end. He was second team all-district kicker. He had 2 catches for 56 yards. That's a 28-yard average. For 1 TD, he was 72 of 80 on his extra points. And he had 1 field goal and 4 tries. Donnie Adams. You know, when they vote in this district, and our other defensive end made first team all-district, this young man, unfortunately, was not voted as first team. He was second team all-district, and he was also honorable mention All-South Texas. He also carried the ball for us 15 times, had 99 yards, and averaged 6.6 average, and had 2 touchdowns. He had 89 tackles this year, 24 of them unassisted, 35 assisted, had 6 quarterback sacks. You know, he's right. He's kind of in the shadow of that other defense again. I won't mention here in a little while, but it's good to have this young man back because he's a player. Matt Shearer. Next, split end, free safety. He's first team all-district as a wide receiver. He's second team all-district, second team all-South Texas as a wide receiver. Had 12 catches for 258 yards, a 21.5 average, and 2 TDs. He also had 38 tackles and 2 interceptions. We expect big things from him, like Mr. Campbell, both of them. Playing that split end free safety. Number 21, Jeremy Elliott. All right, next, flanker and linebacker. First team all-district. Honorable mention All-South Texas. Had 3 catches for 40 yards. That really surprised me that he got downfield 40 yards. 13.3 average, 1 TD. He was our leading tackler this year. He had 133 tackles. 42 of them were unassisted, and 91 were assisted, and many of them were bone-rattling type tackles. He was tough. He's tougher than his 2 brothers. I thought I'd throw that in there. You like that, Casey? Yeah. He told me to say that. No, that was better than my brothers. He had 7 tackles for losses. He had 2 fumbles, 1 block pass. He also had a blocking average, one of our best blockers offensively with an 81 average. Casey Dorn. Next young man, he continues in our tradition. We've been here 13 years, Coach Clyburn. How many years have we had either an offensive center or offensive guard? You know, it's been, I don't think we've gone a year without one of those 2 positions. He was voted first team all-district offensive guard. He was second team all-South Texas offensive guard. His blocking average for the year was an 80. His best game was against Mercedes, 86. He used to weigh 201 pounds, and I don't know what's happened to him because he's about 187 now. And we're going to start feeding him or something, but Kevin Hofer. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the returning letterman and starters for 1997. Not only that, with that responsibility falls the longest regular season winning streak is on the line because Calallen's won more regular season games. The last regular season game loss was at Great Portland 3 years ago. So there's a lot on the line, so I challenge you from here till then to continue the winning streak of the regular season, and then we'll take it a step at a time after that. Now for our seniors. This young man was a tight end. He was honorable mention all district. He had something. I lost my light. Let me have this light a little bit better. Okay. He was honorable mention all district. He had 2 catches this year for 31 yards, 15.5 average. He also played defense, had 23 tackles, 3 unassisted and 20 assisted. 2 tackles for a loss. He averaged 78 for blocking for the year, and his best game was against Marble Falls. He's a senior, and we're going to miss our tight end on our left side, Eric Nielsen. Steve Curl Kelly is looking for a top prospect. This next young man would be a good one. He's a tough young man. He's not big in stature, but he is tough. He played with a lot of heart. He was all-district honorable mention. He had 14 catches as a flanker for us for 80 yards. He averaged 5.7 and had 1 TD. He had 14 carries, excuse me. He had 1 catch for 51 yards. He had 17 tackles, 7 of them unassisted, 10 assisted. He averaged 78 blocking for the year, and his best game was against Toloso Midway. Jimmy Fair. I was doing real good till they turned those lights down. Afraid I might misread some of these. Oh, good. I'll put these back up. All right. Next young man was split in. He's voted all-district honorable mention. He had 4 catches for 74 yards and 18.5 average. He also had 5 tackles. Most of them were on the special teams and kickoffs. 1 was unassisted and 4 was assisted. Todd Beebe. Next young man, nose guard, tight end. He was all-district honorable mention. He had 44 tackles for the year, 12 unassisted, 32 assisted. He had 5 quarterback sacks. Number 85, you probably think he's more of a tight end, but we use him more as a nose guard, Chuck Drill. Next young man was tight end and kicker. He was all-district honorable mention kicker. He also had 8 tackles, and most all of them was on the Maniac team. 2 of them were unassisted, and 6 were assisted, at a blocking average for the year. Where's Robert Kelly? Oh, I'm sorry. He's home. Well, I'm not going to say anything good about it. No. Number 88, Robert Kelly. He's our kickoff man. Did a good job for us on our kickoff. Next, offensive tackle. Second team, all-district. It's one of those situations where he could have been first team, except for our other tackles first team. And this young man probably was as good of an offensive lineman as there was around. His blocking average was 80 for the year. His best game was against Marble Falls. He had an 84. He's 6'2", 254. John Yeary. Next young man, now you talk about a tradition that we have. Coach Clyburn really believes in centers, and I think this is at least 11 of 13 years our center has been first team all-district. It's been a run since 1984 when we first got here. I think we've missed, what, 2 years? Oh, excuse me, 1 year. 1 year. 12 of 13 years we've had first team all-district center. I knew he'd know because he takes a lot of pride in that. You know, every play starts with the center. I mean, that's the first thing. And sometimes we have to tell this young man that's the way the play started. And we need him to get the ball to the quarterback, but anyhow, he was first team all-district. His blocking average was 80 for the year. Mercedes was his best ball game. His name is Jason North, better known as Taylor. And I'm being real nice to him. And inviting my lid to do it. Because he dumped a whole bucket of water on me in front of a bunch of elementary kids. I would take note when you clapped that there. All right. Next young man, tough kid. Probably the most improved football player. If we ever thought this young man was ever going to make a varsity player, you know, we said, we don't think so. But this kid probably worked as hard as any kid we've ever had come through our program. He spent time in the weight room. He ran track. I mean, every year he's out there running, and he's not fast. You're not fast. What do you run for you? About 5 flat, 4.9? 5 flat. He's not real big. But I tell you what, he was such a player, they voted him first team all-district. And that's quite an honor for a young man who stepped up off the JV into the varsity and to end up starting. And there's some quality kids that kept trying to get his position, but he was relentless. He was not going to let them have it. He was going to outplay them. He was going to outsmart them. He could not out-physical them, except in hitting. He could not outrun them. But he played with his head and he played with his heart, and he was always there. And it was unfortunate we didn't have this young man in our state semifinal game because he got hurt the week before. He had 48 tackles, 13 of them were unassisted and 35 assisted, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 caused fumble. He had 4 interceptions, 2 block passes. He also a pretty daggone good blocker offensively. Had 77 average for the year, and he was also honorable mention All South Texas, Jet Walker. To introduce, and I'm going to tell you what, they're athletes just like these other ones, but there's no surprise that these guys were first team all-district, and they're really talented athletes. This first young man is a tailback defensive end. He was first team all-district, first team all-South Texas, honorable mention all-state. He had 67 carries for the year for, 631 yards, 9.4 average, 9 touchdowns. He had 2 catches for 51 yards. He had 82 tackles, 41 unassisted and 41 assisted. He had 12 tackles for losses, 2 calls fumbled, 1 interception, and 12 quarterback sacks. We have to go back, but I think he's our leader, all-time quarterback sack leader. He had more quarterback sacks. He made that Alamo Heights quarterback wish that, he hadn't shown up. In fact, they should have sent CJ a Letterman jacket because he was in their backfield more than their backfield. CJ Calallen. Hey, how about this next young man? What a competitor he is in anything he does. Baseball, track, he's one of the best hurdlers I've ever seen. He played quarterback, corner. We moved him to quarterback this year, and that's, he played there last year, but, I called him in. I said, hey, Dickie, you're a senior, you're a quarterback. We expect big things out of our quarterback. And I said, can you handle it? He said, no question about it. He said, that's where I want to play. He said, I'll do it. He was voted first team all-district. He was first team all-South Texas. He was offensive MVP of all-South Texas. That was a tie, I couldn't think of one of our other players. He was honorable mention all-state. He had 40 completions of 82 attempts for 726 yards and 7 TDs. Had 150 carries for 1,440 yards and 9.6 average and 23 TDs. He had 1 catch. We put him out as a wide receiver one time. He caught it for 19 yards. He had 5 tackles, 1 interception, and he'll play hurt, as you all know. Dickie Gonzalez. This young man had an outstanding year, a bunker year for him, and I'm so proud because last year he was in the shadow of West, and he did the most of blocking. But this year he's got to take over where West was and have someone else do the blocking, and he was our featured back, and he made the most of it. He was first team all-district, first team all-South Texas, most valuable player of all-South Texas. He was first team all-state. He had 305 carries for 2,651 yards. That's an 8.7 average with 37 TDs. He also had 3 catches for 61 yards. He's not a real good fullback, is he? But he's a tough runner and had great balance. Woody Champion. This next young man, I'm just glad we got him out of his jersey to get him here tonight. And on his practice jersey, we just threw it away. He had some kind of superstition that he didn't want to wash it. He kept it on the whole time. He used to have locker mates next to him. Then all of a sudden they started moving. And, but that jersey he wore was ragtag, tattered and everything else, and tough looking. But it kind of fit this young man because he's as tough as they come. He's a tight end and a linebacker. He's been linebacker. He's been at the linebacker position for us 3 years. I think when he graduates in May, Coach Moffitt's going in retirement. But Coach Moffitt had the easiest job of any coach when you got Jared Irwin at one linebacker and Casey Dorn at the other linebacker. He just says, sickle. You know? And so we give old Moffitt a hard time about having all the athletes. He gets #1 draft choice every year. And if there was a #1 draft choice, this guy would have been depicted as a sophomore. He'd have been picked as a junior or as a senior. He was first team all-district as a tight end. He was first team all-district as a punter. He was first team all-district as a linebacker. He was a defensive MVP. He was first team all-South Texas as a tight end. He was first team all-South Texas as a linebacker. He was a defensive MVP of all-South Texas. He was honorable mention all-South Texas punter. He was slipped. He went to honorable mention as a punter of all-South Texas. He was first team all-state as a linebacker. He had 14 catches this year, 220 yards. Most of them were running over people. He did theirs. 15.7 yard average, 3 TDs. We let him carry the ball every once in a while to keep him happy. I should have made a deal. We let him carry more if he washed that jersey. He carried the ball 16 times for 158 yards. He averaged 9.9 yards a carry. He had 109 tackles, 7 tackles for losses, 3 quarterback sacks, 1 pass interception. He had 1 block pass, 1 big play. Blocking average 87 for the year in his best game. And every year his best game, he's going to line up and play from low to midway with everything he's got. Number 22, Jared Irwin. Now, if I went by chronological order, this next young man used to be called Baby Gay. But I guess the grandpa left. You know, he's been around so long. It's going to seem really unusual to go out on the field, or peculiar next year when we walk out in August and not see Gabe. Unless Gabe, you plan on coming in 2 days and stay in shape, right? Okay. Well, maybe after 2 days, you know, missing Gabe at 53 out there, my gosh, how many ball games? 59 ball games he's been out there playing. You know, that's incredible. And not only that, people say, oh, that's 59, that's a lot of games. People, that was both ways. He played offensively and defensively. And, you know, he gave everything he had to Calallen football. In return, he was first team all-district offensive tackle, first team all-district defensive tackle. He was first team all-South Texas offensive tackle, first team all-South Texas defensive tackle. He was honorable mention all-state as a defensive player, but was first team all-state as an offensive player. He had 3 carries. 8 yards, 3.3 yards, and 1 TD. What y'all don't understand is he used to be a fullback in middle school. He's still Coach G's prototype of a fullback. Coach G likes to find the biggest guy and put him at fullback, so he scares all those 7th graders. We can't tackle that guy, look how big he is. You know, and so he's going to find the biggest guy, he has to be the biggest guy back then. And he had 68 tackles for the year, 6 tackles for losses, 5 quarterback sacks. He could have had 1 more quarterback sack. You're going to see it on the highlight tape. Boy, that guy from Alamo Heights, he juked you bad. That's all right, TJ got it. TJ going, you know, he's a plump stature. He'll pick up anything. He'll miss anything, he's going to miss. I see a quarterback sack. You missed him. He's mine. You know, he had what calls fumble, a great offensive blocker. He blocked. His blocking average was 85, and I guess he's pretty close to that in his entire career. You know, when you say 85, you know, that's real hard for Coach Clapper to do with someone at 85 on blocking, because he grades every play, every film. I mean, he runs it back. If it's not just like he wants it, his head was in the wrong position, or his foot was turned out rather than in. You're not going to get credit for it. The best game was against Mercedes this year. The Charlie played 59 games. Which one was the best game? You have to tell me. Alamo Heights is the best game. All right. Well, I know one thing. You have many great memories at the 59 ball games that you can tell your sons and grandsons. Gabe Garza. Ever since these guys walked through those front doors as freshmen, they know nothing other than state semifinals 4 years in a row.
The elected last year were Jared Irwin, Robert Monroe, and C.J. Carroll. This year, 1996, the defensive captains are Jared Irwin, Gabe Garza, and C.J. Carroll.
Here, for West Danaher, Travis Fallon, and Gabe Garza. This year is Dickie Gonzalez, Gabe Garza, Woody Chambers.
Y'all understand it? Okay, this year's football sweetheart is Amy Tomlinson.
As part of our curriculum here, speech enunciation. We're working on it, getting better. All right. That's our captains this year and our football sweetheart. Congratulations. Defensive line. It could be a TNT person, it could be a linebacker.
Last year's recipient, 1995, Jared Irwin. 1996, Jared Irwin. Most outstanding defensive back, last year 1995 was Travis Fallon and Dickie Gonzalez. This year it's Jeff Walker.
I want to let Coach Coach Clyburn do this one. I've been up here a little bit too long. Coach Clyburn, I wouldn't take any thunder away from him. He'd be upset. But he takes a lot of pride in it. And I know he's going to want to present this one. '96 runner Gabe Gordon. Great for it. I mean, my gosh, you ought to have been the MVP on the offensive line. 59 games worth. All right, offensive back. Before I announced this, I saw Robert Monroe back here, Travis Fallon, and y'all here. They'll stand up. These couple of ex-players, they were great football players. In '94 was we got on Michael Booker back here a couple of times. In '94, West Danaher. '95, West Danaher. I'll bet this one wasn't hard for y'all to guess, was it? Woody Chambers. Okay, the Wildcat Award. Special Team Award. This young man, like I told y'all earlier, he would make a great Marine. He's a tough kid. He was recipient of this last year. He won it again this year. Wildcat Award goes to Jimmy Fair. Frank Corporal won this last year. Forum, Curtis Blevins, and Hunt Satterwhite. There's some kids here that really played with a lot of heart. Raleigh Woods. Oh, Raleigh. God bless him. A young man played football for us, had a skiing accident, and paralyzed from the neck down. Raleigh was one of the winners of this award. Our Fighting Heart Award goes to two very deserving young men. It was a tie, and I wouldn't had to try to break this tie because both of them played with everything they had. One came back from an injury. The doctor told him he could never play again, and despite what the doctor told him, he was going to play. And the other young man played with such courage. Both these guys, Ricky Gonzalez and Woody Chambers, what can you say? Two fighters. All right, Tiger Teague Award. The young man who most exemplifies leadership both on and off the field. Tiger Teague is named after the superintendent who used to be here. And we had some outstanding athletes win this award. I'm not going to go back because the two that we have here are two fine athletes, and it's a tie again on this particular one. C.J. Carroll and Jared Irwin. All right, one last award. I think y'all didn't think we'd ever get there. Usually we wait to get this, but it's unfortunate this year that we were in a rush and we were unable to get this part, our most valuable player, on the video like we usually do. In the last few years we've announced our MVP on the video, but we're about 2 months ahead of where we usually are. And when you play into December, and then right after December you go for Christmas, and then you're back, and here we are in the middle of February. You don't have time to put together the video that we have and put the banquet on it and try to get everything going. But so we're going to announce our MVP tonight here rather than on the video. And I apologize to this young man because if anybody deserves to be on the video, he'll be on the video playing. But he will not be recognized as our MVP there. Our MVP for this year, and this young man did a lot of everything, rightly so should be our MVP. Jared Irwin. Thank you.
We would want not to do it also, so we all pitched in our money, and we got this plaque commemorating our senior year, what went on, and this is to all the high school football coaches from us. It's got all our pictures, our record, and everything else. They can hang it in the wall or in the bathroom, wherever y'all want it. Never mind, we have retards. Okay, the next two people we're going to honor are Amy and Rose, if y'all come up here. This is a little small thing on it that has our names on the back, just so you aren't wondering what it is. Okay, next is for our truly devoted fan, Mr. Ross. If you come up here, please.
Okay, I guess these two men have helped us throughout, and I guess sometimes they get overlooked, and a lot of times we take for granted what they've done for us. Right now we're celebrating for our state semifinals and everything, but we got to give credit to the people who started it all. Back in middle school, we're just a bunch of group of guys in 6th grade, all hanging out with different kind of crowds, and this and that. And then we got to 7th grade, and then it was time for football season to start. There was about 180, 190 guys out there, and there was a lot to choose from for these coaches. Well, they did a heck of a job. I mean, they selected the people that they thought would be best at their positions, and they've really done a lot for us. And Coach G, 7th grade coach, has basically been a foundation for our success up to now. And Coach Fogg, well, he just does everything. And Coach G just hasn't done, which hasn't been much. Coach G just makes Coach Fogg's job a whole lot easier. I mean, he prepared us so well. And then Coach Fogg just comes in and helps us go undefeated. I hope I start next game now for him. No, but yeah, he's been great. I mean, they've both been great, and sometimes they just get overlooked, and it's just time that we give them credit. And we got this plaque here for them that says, "Do the things that are hard, and the power will come. Strive for the best, nothing less." Seniors 97, and we're going to present this to Coach G and Coach Fogg and put it in the locker room in the middle school.
I think during football games, I try the best that I can to block things out so I'm just concentrating on football. And I do a pretty good job, too. You can yell at me from the stands and I won't hear you. But every game, without fail, I hear a strange noise coming from the crowd. And I think everybody's heard it. Even when you're running down the sideline, you hear it. And it's sometimes frightening, but you still hear it. So we got this shirt to commemorate everything that I think I've heard him say more than once, which is a lot. So on the front, it says that he's a certified Calallen Yell leader. On the back, it has everything.